Because this decision to me, y'all, was not even close on which one I would prefer when it comes to the $300 Sony INZONE H9s or the $150 Pulse Elites. And that answer is the, yo, what up, squad? All right, so I've been testing out two of the best gaming headphones, man, that Sony offers, y'all, and that is the brand new PlayStation Pulse Elites, and these are the Sony INZONE H9s. Now, two kings, two titans, man. Now, I know it's a sin, y'all, to try to be putting two Sony products head to head against each other, but hey, what do you want me to do, man? We're here now. Now, in this video right here, y'all, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be breaking down which one out of these two gaming headsets here are the right ones for you. Because after testing, y'all, there's some things I like about the H9s over the Elites, and then there's some things I like on the Elites over the H9. So let's go ahead and get to it. Now, the first thing we got to actually start off talking about, and I feel like it's going to be a huge factor to some people that are out there, and that is the ducats, right? The price, the moolah, the money. Basically, what I'm saying is, which one out of these can you guys actually afford, because they don't cost the same. So the Pulse Elites right here, man, these here come in at $150, whereas when it comes to the Sony INZONE H9s, these come in at $300. So yeah, there is a $150 price difference. So if that price jump is too much, then you already know where you need to go. But I will say, if you got an extra $150 that's just magically burning a hole into your wallet or your pocket, and you're just curious on what you can get for an extra $150 or more, then I would say it might be worth for you guys to stick around and keep watching. I got you. All right, so let's go ahead and get it out of the way. Which one of these actually sounded the best to me? Because I think, to me, they actually both sounded great. It just, I feel like each one is definitely for a specific type of gamer. Now, for me, this decision here was not even close, y'all. Like, for me, the one that I personally prefer is 100% the Sony INZONE H9s that I have right here. And before y'all say it, well, I mean, it is $150 more. It should sound better, right? Listen, my love for these right here when it comes to the sound is more from a complete audio experience versus something like just like the PlayStation 3D surround sound experience that we get on these, because when it comes to that portion, I actually give the edge to the Pulse Elites in that category. The audio, I felt, bounces around a little bit more than it did on the Sony INZONE H9s. So let me go ahead and explain. Starting with these Sony INZONE H9s, I gotta keep it funky with y'all, man. I freaking love the H9s. These gaming headphones right here, when it comes to the audio, is exactly, and I mean exactly, what I personally like when it comes to a pair of gaming headphones, and it checked all of the boxes for me, man, which is the deep bass as well as the punch that it gives me, which gives me like that sense of like really being in the freaking game. And I mean like really being in the freaking game. Now, I'm not saying that the Pulse Elites don't do this, but we're gonna get to these right here in a second. Now, when it comes to the INZONE H9s here, these do offer that 360 spatial sound support for gaming, just like we get with the Elites as well when it comes to the PlayStation 3D audio. But when I was actually comparing the Elites, I felt like the Elites gave me a little bit more of a sense of using that 3D surround sound and experience than it did on the H9s. Now, I don't know if from a PlayStation side of the company, like they added like a secret sauce into these bad boys right here when it comes to that feature, but to me, I definitely felt like that feature was a little bit more superior in those than it was in the H9. Now, I'm not saying the H9s, you don't hear that experience and you don't get that experience, because you definitely do. I just think the difference in the audio drivers allow for the Elites to sound a little bit more crispier with a little bit more clarity than the H9s right here. But for me, I actually prefer that more rich bass as well as the punchier audio to me, because it makes everything seem more full and more like less spacey, if that makes sense. And that's what I actually like, that I feel like the H9s give me, that I feel like the Pulse Elites don't. Now, switching on over here to the PlayStation Pulse Elites, these also sound damn good as well. But keep in mind, these are actually going to be for those people that prefer more clarity in their gaming audio over like an immersive, rich, bass heavy sounding experience. So since I've had both of these headphones here for a couple weeks, when it comes to the Pulse Elites right here, it is no doubt that the planar magnetic drivers gives you way more of a crispier sound when it comes to the gaming aspect. Now, the funny thing is with this, right, is I actually like the crispy sound as well out of the Pulse Elites for certain style games. Like if I'm playing games, for example, that have more of like a storyline mode or RPG style open world games, then I think the Pulse Elites are 100% the way to go. But if you guys are someone out there that likes to play more sports games like FIFA or Madden, FPS games like Call of Duty, Fortnite, Helldivers 2, which I haven't actually played that game yet, but I got a lot of friends of mine that actually is playing that game and they freaking love that game. So maybe I might hop on it, but right now your boy busy. And just like games that will consist of a lot of shooting, explosion, hits, tackles, different things like that, I feel like the Sony INZONE H9s are a better option for you in that regard. And when I was actually testing out the audio quality out of both of these headphones right here, I was like, damn, the fact that the Pulse Elites here are $150 cheaper and can still somewhat hold a candle to these H9s right here honestly had me super impressed, man, and I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Like, if PlayStation had a way to give us the same rich bass sounding experience that I love out of these H9s right here and put that into the Pulse Elites, man, listen, I'm telling you, the Elites would be top tier for sure, especially at that $150 price tag. And even if, let's say, for example, on the INZONE Sony side, man, if they could put planar magnetic drivers in these right here and keep that rich bass somehow, and then still be able to give us that crispy audio on top of the rich bass, listen, I'm telling you right now, these bad boys here would be top tier and goated as well. But hey, listen, I'm just out here saying my dreams out loud. Just let your boy live. Now, the next thing I want to talk about with you guys, and that is the features as well as controls on both of these headphones right here, because y'all know this is probably the second most important thing that I feel like we got to talk about, because it is all about user experience when actually using headphones in a product when you guys are in the midst of your games. Because I told y'all how much I actually hated the controls on the Pulse 3Ds. Those, to me, was just a terrible design in my opinion. Now, right out of the gate, both of these headphones right here will work with PS5 as well as PC, so you won't have to necessarily worry about that when it comes to making a decision. But let's go ahead and start off with the Sony INZONE H9s, right? So on these right here, it does come with the buttons that they have on the left ear cuff here. You get the power button, you also get a Bluetooth button, and then you get your game chat mixer right here on the headphone. Then on the right ear cuff here, you get your USB-C port for charging, you get your noise canceling and ambient mode, which is dope, and then you also get your volume rocker, which I really like this one here because it is not like your typical button like the other ones that you get on your headphones. I know what you guys are thinking. If you guys watched my last video, you're like, well, didn't he just say that he didn't like the game chat audio mixer on the headset when it came to the Pulse 3Ds? Yes, you will be right, but that's only because they had all of the freaking buttons on one side, which was a turbo design in my opinion. But what I do love the most about the H9s is the strategic placement of these controls right here. See, notice how they put the game chat mixer here on the same side as the power button and the Bluetooth pairing button. Think about it like this. The power button, you're really only touching that to turn them on one time. And then when it comes to the pairing button, you only gonna touch that one time ever just to pair these up for the first time. And then after that, you don't never have to really touch this button ever again, which makes it a whole lot easier to be able to distinguish the game chat buttons from any other buttons on here, because you ain't touching these other ones and it is crazy spaced out from each other. So to me, I feel like this was a way better design than something like we got on the Pulse 3Ds. Now, when it comes to the Pulse Elites here, I also love the placements of these buttons as well, and kind of everything that we get on these. First off, they have the power as well as the parent button all as one button on here, which I would actually like to see as a nice change to the H9s if that was something they would want to do in the future. Then they have the USB-C charging port, a 3.5mm headphone jack, and a volume rocker, and that is it. Very clean design, man, and I love that on these headphones right here. Now, one thing you will notice about the two when it comes to a difference is the fact that if you guys like having a 3.5mm headphone port to be able to plug into, then I will say the Sony INZONE H9s will not probably be the ones that I would recommend for you, and I would recommend going with the Pulse Elites because it does offer you guys to be able to plug in a 3.5mm headphone cable right into these, and then you can plug it right into your DualSense controller if the battery dies. Now, on the flip side of that, right, on the Sony H9s, you can actually plug in your USB-C charging cable right into these right here while you guys are gaming, and it's going to be charging them up at the same time. I did this once, y'all, had no problems. It was smooth as ever. Now, another thing that I want to mention to you guys has to deal with the light statuses on the side of these headphones right here. I like the whole setup of the H9s when it comes to this. At the top back right here that you can see right here, let me go ahead and just kind of power these bad boys on so you guys can kind of get a feel of what I'm talking about. You can see the light ring right up here. I feel like it is way more visible into the connection of of these versus what we get on the PlayStation Elite. I just feel like on the Elites right here, you only get that light source that pops right up here on the microphone, and it is so small that you really can't even really see it that well. But here on these, like on both sides, you can see like the light rings just kind of light up, which I think is just the way better option in my opinion. Now, another big feature I think I gotta point out to you guys, and that gives the H9 the edge to me, and that is the fact that these right here have noise cancellation built into them, as well as ambient mode, which is actually a really good feature that I like, that enhances the audio quality even more in these, immersing you into that audio. Whereas when it comes to the Pulse Elites right here, you don't get active noise cancellation on these, and although I do wish these had ANC, I think if they did, it would add on to that $150 price tag, probably making it more around like $200 in the price tag. But overall, I do think that each one of these offers some great features to make each individually great in their own right. Now, the next thing I want to cover real quick, and that is the microphone coming out of both of these. Now, hands down, I have to give the winner of the microphones to the brand new PlayStation Pulse Elites, and it is solely because of the AI feature where it blocks out everything except your voice. Like in this clip right here that I'm getting ready to show you guys, you can hear the chip's bag is removed from the microphone noise, and it just focuses on my voice. It is so damn good. Is the AI noise reduction within this microphone, because if it's as good as they say it is, then I should be able to eat my cheese and caramel mix here with ruffle in the bag and all of that without nobody saying to me whenever I'm gaming with them, like, yo, who is this eating in my ear? Because I promise y'all, you know, it ain't me, although it is me. But hopefully now, you know, I should be able to ruffle my bag or whatever, and I ain't gotta hear nobody's mouth. So y'all let me know down in the comment section below if y'all hear me eating, if y'all hear the bag, or is the mic actually doing what it's supposed to do? Because if it is, I promise y'all, it's about to be some good eating up in this room. All right, now the last thing I want to actually test out with you guys, man, is the AI noise reduction within this microphone, because if it's as good as they say it is, then I should be able to eat my cheese and caramel mix here with ruffle in the bag and all of that without nobody saying to me whenever I'm gaming with them, like, yo, who is this eating in my ear? Because I promise y'all, you know, it ain't me, although it is me. But hopefully now, you know, I should be able to ruffle my bag or whatever, and I ain't got to hear nobody's mouth. So y'all let me know down in the comment section below if y'all hear me eating, if y'all hear the bag, or is the mic actually doing what it's supposed to do? Because if it is, I promise y'all, it's about to be some good eating up in this room. I was trying the other day, right? Like trying to get my friends to hear a bag of chips that I had in my hands, and they couldn't hear it at all. I was like, this is some crazy tech, y'all. Now, when it comes to the audio quality coming out of both of these microphones, right? I personally think they both sounded good. I think that if you guys are looking for great audio quality, then they both sound good. I don't feel like you're gonna really have to make a decision when it comes to that. You can actually listen to the audio clips for yourself. All right, so this is the sound test of the Sony INZONE H9s. Let me know what you guys think. What do you guys like about the audio quality? Does it sound full or does it sound spacey? Let me know down in the comment section below. All right, what up, y'all? So this is me testing out the microphone on the Sony PlayStation Pulse Elite. Let me know what you guys think of the audio quality down in the comment section below. Do you like it? Is it good? Does it sound full or does it sound spacey? Let me know down in the comment section below. Now, one feature that I actually like on the H9s right here, let me go ahead and put these on, and that is how you guys actually mute the microphone on these. So in order for you guys to mute the microphone, all you guys got to do is just lift up the mic arm, and then just like that is instantly going to mute your microphone. So there's no button or nothing like that that you guys have to press. And then when you guys want to unmute it, you just pull the microphone back down, and just like that, it is unmuted and you good to go. Now, when it comes to the Pulse Elite, this microphone right here is one that's actually retractable, and you guys have a physical mute button that you guys have to press. So if I go ahead and retract the arm right here, there's a mute button right here that I would have to press in order for me to be able to mute these, which again, this feature is fine too, like no biggies there, but it is something that I wanted to point out to you guys. But for me, I just like this whole like pull the arm down and it mutes and unmutes. Like, I just think that is a dope feature. Now, the next thing I want to talk about, which I think is probably the most important thing when it comes to a quality pair of gaming headphones, and that is without a doubt comfortability. Now, with this category here, man, I tried my hardest, and I'm telling y'all, man, I wore these bad boys for hours on hours on hours. I tried my hardest to find a difference, to see if one was actually going to be a little bit more comfortable than the other one. And to be real with y'all and keep it funky with you, like, both of these are comfortable. Like, I didn't have a single time as far as having ear fatigue or anything like that when it came to these headphones. And again, I wore these for hours on hours on hours, y'all, playing COD, and I just couldn't, like, one just didn't feel more comfortable than the other. I mean, I just gotta call a spade a spade. So when it comes to just being comfortable, you guys can't go wrong with either one of these. So I wouldn't even really use that as a deciding factor on which one you guys should get out of these two. Now, when it comes to the design factor, let's go ahead and touch on this for a second, because this could be important too, because let's be honest, like, we all want something that's gonna look fly on us, right? We all want something that's gonna be saucy on our heads whenever, you know, we gaming, especially if we're gonna be live streaming and different things like that, because let's be honest, we're gonna have the cameras and everything set up, you know what I'm saying? You want something that's gonna be saucy. Now, this answer, y'all, I'm gonna be honest, was tough, because when it comes to the PlayStation Pulse Elites right here, I like these here because it kind of gives it that PlayStation look. It gives it kind of that futuristic look that I like, but I don't know. I don't really like the whole wobbly ear cuffs on these as well. It just makes the whole design to me kind of fall apart and feel cheap. Whereas when it comes to the Sony H9s, I feel like these here are also a good look, and it's just an all-around solid build, and it just seemed like the better headset that's going to kind of stand the test of time over something like these wobbly ear cuffs on the Pulse Elites, which is something that I feel like you guys should consider. Now, also one thing that you should consider when it comes to these headphones is traveling aspects to them. Now, I feel like when it comes to the H9s, because I can lay these flat and I can turn the ear cuffs completely flat, it's going to be a whole lot easier being able to find a carrying case for these versus something like the PlayStation Elites here. You're pretty much stuck in this design right here. So, which was kind of like a negative that I kind of want to point out when it comes to these, because these are meant to kind of work with the PlayStation Portal as well, which is a 100% portable device. But the fact that they didn't make the headphones be portable as well like that, to where somehow you can fold these up or whatever, maybe fold them inwards or however they were going to do it, I just felt like that was a huge miss on PlayStation's part, especially if this is supposed to pair with the PlayStation Portal, which is a portable device. You get what I'm saying? So I would say just keep that in mind when it comes to the design of these. Also, one last thing I got to point out is the fact that if you guys are looking at wanting a black pair, the Sony H9s do come in a white as well as a black pair. And then these right here, as far as right now, these only come in a white pair. But I'm sure later on they might probably be releasing an all black pair, which I'm hoping that they do, because I think these will look sick in an all black pair, as these actually look dope too in an all black pair. And I'm actually, you know what I'm saying, I'm hoping if Sony, if you're watching this video and you want to hook your boy up with the all black pair, hey, I'm here, because it would match my PS5 Slim over here. And the last thing that I feel like I gotta mention, I feel like it's kind of a big deal, and that is EQ settings. Now, starting with the Pulse Elites right here, all of your EQ settings can be set natively on the PS5 console, and it even has some presets, man, that you guys can actually use, which for me, I personally like the bass boost option, because I feel like it makes the audio sound like the best in my personal opinion when it comes to these planar magnetic drivers. Now, when it comes to the Sony INZONE H9s, then you will need to know that you can only adjust the EQ settings if you guys have a PC and you use their software called the INZONE Hub. Now, I'll be honest with you guys. I wish this was a software that I could use on Apple or use on other different formats, or maybe if it was something that was built into the PS5 console in itself. But if you guys are someone like me who doesn't have a PC at the moment, because listen, we are going to be working with Asus here very, very soon, man, because a PC will be coming here. So be on the lookout for that video and that content. But if you guys don't have a PC, then you will not be able to adjust the EQ settings with these headphones right here. But if I'm being honest with y'all, man, these have been solid to me right out of the box, no problem. So overall, y'all, which one of these headphones do I personally feel is the best for you guys? I'm going to answer that question like this, because I honestly feel like it is simple. If you guys are a person that likes that feeling of being in the game, in the audio, where you guys can feel the explosions, you can feel the gunfire. If you guys are playing Madden, you can feel the hits and all of that, then I feel like the Sony INZONE H9s are going to be the better overall option for you guys to go, because to me, I feel like they also are better for a long-term build perspective when it comes to the quality of these versus something like the Elites with these wobbly ear cuffs. But then again, on the flip side, I would say if you guys are a person who likes to play more open world adventure-like games that don't necessarily need all of the crazy, deep, heavy, rich bass that you get out of the Sony INZONE H9s, but instead you want more of like the great clarity clarity in the audio, then I would say the Pulse Elites are probably going to be the better option for you. And plus, you can save $150 with getting these over something like the H9. So I think it really depends on the type of gamer that you guys are and which one that I feel like is going to be the overall better option for you. But honestly, man, I feel like whichever way that you guys decide to go, you really can't make a wrong decision because they both are solid in their own rights. It just really all depends on the style of gamer that you are. But I hope this video helped you guys, man, in some way, form, or fashion. If it did, man, go ahead and consider hitting that like button down below, man, as well as if you guys are new here, go ahead and click on that subscribe button down below because you guys know we're on our way to hitting that 200,000 subscriber mark by the end of 2024. If you guys want to see me do that, then go ahead and click on that button down below and support the channel. See you guys in the next one. We about to turn up, y'all. Squad, we out.